Friday of the 12th week in Ordinary Time.
A reading from the book of Genesis. When Abram was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to him and said, I am God the Almighty. Walk in my presence and be blameless. God also said to Abraham, On your part, you and your descendants after you must keep my covenant throughout the ages. This is my covenant with you and your descendants after you that you must keep. Every male among you shall be circumcised. God further said to Abraham, As for your wife Sarai, do not call her Sarai, her name shall be Sarah. I will bless her, and I will give you a son by her. Him also will I bless. He shall give rise to nations, and rulers of peoples shall issue from him. Abraham prostrated himself, and laughed as he said to himself, Can a child be born to a man who is 100 years old? Or can Sarah give birth at 90? Then Abraham said to God, Let but Ishmael live on by your favor. God replied, Nevertheless, your wife Sarah is to bear you a son, and you shall call him Isaac. I will maintain my covenant with him as an everlasting pact, to be his God and the God of his descendants after him. As for Ishmael, I am heeding you. I hereby bless him. I will make him fertile and will multiply him exceedingly. He shall become the father of 12 chieftains, and I will make of him a great nation. But my covenant I will maintain with Isaac, whom Sarah shall bear to you by this time next year. When he had finished speaking with him, God departed from Abraham. The word of the Lord.
The responsorial psalm. The response is, See how the Lord blesses those who fear him. Blessed are you who fear the Lord, who walk in his ways. For you shall eat the fruit of your handiwork. Blessed shall you be, and favored. See how the Lord blesses those who fear him. Your wife shall be like a fruitful vine in the recesses of your home, your children like olive plants around your table. See how the Lord blesses those who fear him. Behold, thus is the man blessed who fears the Lord. The Lord bless you from Zion. May you see the prosperity of Jerusalem all the days of your life. See how the Lord blesses those who fear him.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. When Jesus came down from the mountain, great crowds followed him. And then a leper approached, did him homage, and said, Lord, if you wish, you can make me clean. He stretched out his hand, touched him, and said, I will do it. Be made clean. His leprosy was cleansed immediately. Then Jesus said to him, See that you tell no one, but go, show yourself to the priest, and offer the gift that Moses prescribed. That will be proof for them. The Gospel of the Lord.
Friday of the 12th week in Ordinary Time. The first reading comes from Genesis 17, verse 1, verses 9 to 10, and 15 to 22. We hear that God appears to Abram when he's 99 years old. Remember, he had Ishmael about a decade ago, and it seemed impossible that he would have another child. Nevertheless, God promises Abraham that he's going to have a child through Sarah. Well, Abram says that this is too much. It's enough that he already had Ishmael. Just let Ishmael have God's favor. And the response, Ishmael will be a great people, but Sarah will also have a child. Sarah is the free woman. She will be the source of the fulfillment of the promise that God had made to Abram so long ago. Well, when God told Abraham that he's going to have a child, what's Abraham's response? He laughs. The name Isaac means he laughs. And it's a bit ambiguous because it's not exactly clear who's laughing. In this particular case, it's Abraham. It seems absurd to him that he would have a child when he's all but dead, and Sarah is barren. Later on, it'll be Sarah who laughs when she hears in the tent that the 3 visitors are promising that she would have a child. And then there's even the indication that the people at the well would laugh, almost chuckling that dirty old man, dirty old woman, they shouldn't be having children at this age. The fulfillment of the promise brings laughter. Even if it takes a long time to arrive, God brings us joy. The Gospel is from Matthew 8, 1-4. A leper approaches Jesus, and he says, "If you wish, you can make me clean." What is Jesus' response? He stretches out his hand and touches him. Now that was not allowed by the law. Leprosy makes a person impure. By touching a leper, Jesus is becoming impure. But he's not, because instead of becoming impure, he makes the leper pure. And in fact, he tells him to go to the priests and have them certify that he's cleansed. In Israel, the priests were able to certify that a person was cleansed from leprosy. Now when would that happen? Leprosy was so feared that any sort of skin condition, even eczema, even acne, would be considered something that could get a person excluded from society. Therefore, it is possible that the eczema would go away. It's possible that the acne would go away. And when it did, the person was supposed to show himself or herself to the priest to be certified as clean. Once a person got Hansen's disease, what today we call leprosy, there was no being cleansed except through a miraculous healing. This is the case of miraculous healing. Jesus, who risks allowing himself to be made impure so that others might be made pure. He takes the curse of another upon himself. And that's often what we do in ministry. We accept a portion of the person's suffering. We accept a portion of the person's confusion, helplessness, and we help another carry the cross by carrying that burden with that person. And may God bless us.